It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knox. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that'll be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treated like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.
Oh, my brothers, I cannot testify, but I'm gonna try. Welcome to Around the Block with this raspy voice named Mike Knox. And the laughter which you hear to my left is from my right-hand man, brother. It is my radio brother, because his voice is completely gone. But welcome to Around the Block, y'all. And as you can hear, what a WrestleMania I had. If you're with me, throw the ones up, because you already know what it's about. We were in the building. We controlled the building. We can control the narrative, whatever you want to say. What a weekend. We're going to discuss winners, losers, fallout, what's next tonight. This is your unpopular review, full review result video. And as always, I am your host, Mike Knox. And I spell my name with 3 X's because I'm hardcore enough to sound like this and still come on air. And join me, as I said, always to my right-hand man, although he's over here on my left-hand side. That man right there, the Z, is silent. What's going on, Dice?
What's going on? Happy WrestleMania, post-WrestleMania, by the way. Like right now, you sounding like a cross between Sandman and Victor Von Doom right now.
I'll take it.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Z is Silent, a.k.a. the Almighty Diamond, a.k.a. the Apprentice of Thanos, a.k.a. Mr. I'm right, Mr. You're wrong, and I don't give a damn what you think about it, a.k.a. Mr. I will lead the charge to say fuck Dave Meltzer, which I told him last night, fuck Dave Meltzer on the Twitter, a.k.a. Big Champ in the chat, a.k.a. your mama's favorite daddy.
And as always, we have the executive consultant. What's going on? Muted as always.
You know what? I mute myself so I don't interrupt all the AKAs that are coming out. It's like a sorority out here every single Monday. But I will tell you that I am definitely ready to talk about what we experienced at WrestleMania. It was a great time. That's the reason why Mike Knox up there losing his voice. A lot of people, a lot of us lost their voice. I unfortunately did not, but that's because I was always holding back my allergies. So, but I had a great time. We're going to talk about it right here today. Round the Bloxxx.
You know what? That's funny because you did. And I wonder if you didn't, what would happen? Because you can hear me. You know, it's funny. I showed my wife the one video that Bad Guy Jack, other Bad Guy Jack, and the whole entire crew that went with us. And she saw the Triple H video. I'll tell you, at that point when Triple H came out, my voice was already gone. I mean, we barely had it from night one. Myself, Steven from UPR, I believe there's a post-Raw show tonight for a Raw After Mania show. Let's see how he sounds. He's probably going to sound just as raspy as I do. I was kind of hoping, though, Dice, I was going for a little, I don't got a little Jadakiss in my voice. No Jadakiss.
You passed that, boy.
Damn.
You sound worse. You sound worse than Jada, man. You know what? I'm excited for today. I'm excited for today's show. I'm excited for Raw. We are officially in a new season of WWE, and for that, I had to bring out the big guy, the Terramina. I had to bring out the Terramina in hopes, just as hopes, that we get what we want.
I mean, some Maker's Mark wife picked me up with the Maker's Mark already, poured it in my flask, and I guarantee the Maker's Mark she bought me that went in that whole flask that gives us. Listen, see all that right there, Chris? You see all that? I paid $34 for about this much of that at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And let me just say this as a diehard Eagles fan, as I told people how I would come through the building. Now, Dice, you've known me for years. Chris heard it repeatedly too much. He said, God damn it, shut up. All I wanted was 2 things in Texas. I want to fucking stand on every fucking star I saw. But your city sucks so fucking bad, you don't even got stars. You would think you go to Dallas, Texas, Even inside their stadium, I'm going to see Dallas Cowboys stars everywhere. No, you know why I don't see Dallas Cowboys stars everywhere? Because Dallas as a city is fucking horrible. I'm a taco fanatic. You think you're close to Mexico, you can get a good goddamn taco. Not just day one, not just day two, not just day three. They go to first part. Everybody. Oh, those are the best tacos in the city. Oh, those are the best tacos in the city. They fucking gave me pot roast for my tacos. They give you no cheese and no pico de gallo. It's a fucking taco. Then I speak to other locals, and they go, oh, that's because you're in Texas. That's because you're in Dallas. That's not like that in Houston. It's not like that in Austin. It's just Dallas. This shit does suck. And I said, oh, shit, Houston hates Dallas. I knew they had a little rivalry, but I didn't know it was that damn bad. Like, they blamed the entire food sucking process on Dallas. Okay? Fucking horrible. Executive Consultant, do me a favor, please. Can you get to some of the chats for me and just bring them up and talk them real fast?
I will definitely do that because I will say one thing, Mike, is, I mean, he's very stubborn. I mean, he's a stubborn guy, which is always going to be an ongoing joke that he learns to stop. But he's a stubborn guy. So, hey, the answer to, hey, I'm losing my voice is to talk and shout even more. That's the answer to it. I don't understand. All right. Let's get into some of these chats. What's up, everyone? George Samuel Lewis, Dennis Gonzalez, brother man. What a motherfucking weekend. Charmaine Marie says, Mike, drink tea with honey and lemon. Hopefully you are doing that, Mr. Knox. I'm happy that Sasha Banks and Naomi won the Women's Tag Team Championship. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Lost your voice too. Knox, same here. That from Michael Smith. Michael Grant, however, says, damn, homie, WrestleMania mash you up good and proper. That's what happens with Charlotte, Bianca, Sasha, and Naomi win. I'm glad you guys had fun. We had fun too. Happy post WrestleMania Monday. I'm glad you guys had a great time. I'm glad you all enjoyed us having a great time. Mr. Mike Knox, as well as myself, Patrick Full Nelson, Bad Guy Jack, Mr. Black outfit. We all had a great time there.
Hold on, don't you dare forget the worst co-pilot ever. What's up, Anthony?
I did, Mr. Black outfit.
Okay.
You made Jadakiss sound like Prince for Lassetto. I wasn't talking about, well, I say Black, I'm not talking about the technician. Cody Rhodes will be on Raw tonight, and I can't wait. Hey, gentlemen. Hi, Chris. Loves hugs and kisses, drink tea. Me and Max voice is the same. Like Luka Doncic is a star for the Dallas Mavericks. Ha, 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 from Phenomenal Bad Chasers. LMAO. Why are you NKT drinking hot tea? This is the torches. I feel bad for your poor voice, and I'm happy that Roman won. That's what we're talking about here with the chat. Keep the chats coming, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you doing all that. And I want to talk a little bit more than I usually do, simply because, Mike, rest your freaking voice. You work at a call center, all right? I think that kind of goes with the territory. That's all.
I have the majority of the matches up there. I don't have any of the post things up there. I'll be honest with you guys. I love you guys for sticking through. I came home. I unpacked. I gave the kids their souvenirs. And I had my wife go give me some real tacos from Don Julio. Shout out to Don Julio's. You know, I treat a black man some tacos the best way. Okay. And here it is. Y'all think I'm bullshit. I got to do this story. It's a goddamn rant. I asked for, yeah, there it is. I asked for beef or steak taco. No, sir. It's beef. I DJ'd their food. DJ, this doesn't count your one walk off. Show me the DJ is. That's how I looked at their $2.94 for cheese. On a taco, it's supposed to come in fucking cheese. Okay, but that's enough of that. Let's talk about before we get into that,
because I know this show is strictly Mania purposes. But if you are a pro wrestling fan, this was your 4 days of pure action. No matter what your preference of pro wrestling is, there was something for everybody. I just wanted Tony Storm debuted. That was okay. That was nice, but it was kind of underwhelming. I thought it should have been Deonna Purrazzo. The Briscoes had really good matches. They had 4 really good matches over the weekend. Even Impact's multiverses of matches was actually really fucking good. Samoa Joe shows up in Ring of Honor. It doesn't really move the needle, but he's home where he wants to be and he needs to be, so that's fine. He's going to show up on AEW.
I just got a blind tag that, and shout out to a former co-host, right? I like to think we're still brothers for life, even though we don't agree nowhere near on the same spectrum. But I know he got thick skin, so I can do this, because if we're brothers, you can do this, right? Hey, Spotface McLean from Yup Wrestling Group, I love you, but you're a fucking moron. Okay? If I could zoom the camera in on my face, which I think I was taught last week, you're a fucking moron. I'm just going to say that. Okay? Anybody who thought that what we saw over the weekend was not good shit, do me a favor and just go take an enema and get the thumb, the stick, the whatever out of your ass. And I get I'm biased, but if you've watched me for 14 years and Dice, you hear me say this all the time, I don't know how it came off on TV. I will say this to the day I die. WrestleMania ain't for your ass at home. Although it should be because you're paying for it or wherever it is you watch it, if you watch it on the cock. Listen, we were in Texas. It was so funny. They were actually signed, not signs, commercials, pay-per-view. When the fucking last time you seen pay-per-view? Oh, something blew my mind. But let's get to it, and I think we should start really.
Last thing I just want to say, I think that the new NXT Women's Championship, I think it's beautiful. I think it matches the personality of the brand that they're trying to do. I love the little accents on it of the color to complement the logo. I thought it was great, and Stand and Deliver was amazing as well. So there wasn't any sort of wrestling that a wrestling fan could not have been happy with. Top to bottom overall, I thought Mania was great.
I'm glad you
not
said
good.
that. You normally are a fucking hater sometimes, so
it exceeded my expectations. Even the stuff that I wasn't too keen on, I still enjoyed watching every single thing. Every single thing. Let's get into it.
And that's how I actually want to start before we get into the matches themselves. All right, I believe that's how we normally do it here. I'm fucked up, so help me out, guys, and I apologize. Overall, I really thought that's where I was going with it too. Mania is for those who are in the building. It really is. And Chris asked me.
We got to see really dope graphics.
I can't fucking.
We got to see really dope graphics that y'all don't get to see there, or do you? I don't know.
I heard that. No,
there was some really dope graphics.
No, you can't see that shit. Not at all. Again, Chris doesn't agree. I asked Bad Guy Jack, who was his first Mania, still what he felt about this. To me, this is the best WrestleMania of all time. And not just my experience. I need people to understand, once in a lifetime for me, I told my wife, Chris, LA next year. And you know how we did what we did. And she said, we could do it with the kids. I said, I don't know if I would do that with my kids. She's like, why? They're your kids. They already know what the fucking deal is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I don't know if, I may not do that. But Mania it was my favorite WrestleMania of all time. It could be the experience of the weekend. And it goes like that. I think Grandbody P said it in the chat. Every single wrestler I wanted to win won. So you know how like wrestling fans typically don't like a match because that person shouldn't have won, or this person shouldn't have won. We try to book it. I didn't book it that way. We have our little group where we have our predictions. We all know I wanted Roman to win. I didn't think he was. Okay, we all know how I feel about Charlotte Flair.
Oh my God.
Is still the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
I can't wait to get into that match.
I
can't wait to get into that match.
There's this thing where Brock Lesnar does a suplex on somebody outside, some jabroni, and he gets up and he goes, and that's exactly how you sound. Let's slide over.
Piercing. When it came out so piercing, I said, whoa, shut the fuck up. But
I agree. I agree. Shut the fuck up. That's what I agree. Let's go ahead and start it off so we can
get through. Okay, so I'm gonna jump around. I just really am.
Do you? Because it's your show.
Okay. Right here. Winner takes
You gotta
all.
be kidding me. When you said jump around,
You can't start right there. No. Whoa.
He said he wanted to jump around. I thought he was gonna start with like Johnny.
I meant to push this.
Right. I'm like, you didn't jump, motherfucker.
I meant to push this one. I apologize. And
yes.
Here's what I'm going to start with.
How do you say I meant to push something else, but when you hit the graph, you said winner takes all.
Yeah, I know. I told them like Ron Burgundy. If the teleprompter says it, I'll say it. Okay, so there it is. So this match was it match of the weekend? Was it match of the night? I'll tell you one thing I liked about it. First of all, AEW fans, eat a dick, because this has absolutely nothing to do with Malachi Black and the Dark Order or anything else, you guys. House of Black, none of that shit. I said it in the arena when I seen it. Y'all know how I feel about Damian Priest. That is the Brood 2.0. And anybody tells me they copycatting off of them or any other factions that I named, I'm sorry. Which one of those factions actually were built first? I would think it was the Brood. Okay. I love this match.
Either the Brood or it's the Ministry of Darkness.
Ministry of Darkness, either one.
It has nothing to do with the House of Black. Absolutely.
And honestly, I think it's actually, I thought about that. I just didn't say it out loud. So I'm glad you said it. So I can't take the credit, but I piggyback off of it. Ministry of Darkness, because he has now elevated Edge. He's on you're coming out with the purple. And I'm not saying, please don't shit all over me for saying this. The Takerisms.
Remember he came out on a throne.
Yeah.
Fiery throne. So
I'm absolutely positive. And again, if you have any pictures, anybody, please send me because I'm not going to look. I'm not even bullshitting you. I absolutely love this match. And I love the ending. I hate Damian Priest. I've hated Damian Priest since I've seen him in the Ring of Honor being the Elite Show back in New Orleans. I hate the guy. I've seen him walk out there and instantly being with Edge. Instantly. To me, he was finally worthy of fucking being on my television. Not even bullshit with you. Z is silent. Those are two guys. Did this match live up to the hype? And Chris, anytime you want to comment, please just take the fuck over.
I said this earlier in that day that it was my belief that Edge and Styles would be match of the night, similar to similar to Orton and Styles. Those are guys that you just let me know if there was a bad match that these guys have wrestled on a huge platform, and I will rest my case. However, I cannot, because that match was great, and it's obviously not a one-off, because we have Backlash, and obviously AJ is going to want his get back, and now you throw Damian Priest back into the fold because remember he got beat by AJ a couple weeks ago, so you add that element to it. So this is just the beginning of this rivalry for them, and I thought it was amazing. The storytelling was great in it. The pace of it was really great, and my fuck you, Dave Meltzer, goes out to him because he was like, yo, yeah, the pyro is what had AJ bleeding before he came out. No, he hit his head on the fucking star. He hit his head on the fucking star before he came out. It cut the side of his cheek. But Dave Meltzer think he know every fucking thing.
I actually thought it was pyro. I didn't do that. I actually thought it was pyro that did that. So I love that came out when I saw it. I ain't gonna lie, I looked at Chris. He's always been a few rows down from me, and I said, Dice just spoke for both of them. He said, tell him, fuck him. And Mike Knox and Dice said it. I was like, hey, he's speaking about for today, but yeah, fuck it. I said it, fuck you, Dave. I was like, damn, okay. So, but the match, the pyro.
Way too much clout on this show.
Huh? Yeah, we do. But that's gonna be like just say fuck. Too much. It's like our only real excuse for being able to say fuck.
We keep him relevant because of that, though.
Really? To me,
because you two say it at least 7 times a show.
Yeah, well,
we got to. I got to.
Hey, I'm in full agreement. I'm just telling you, we keep him relevant.
I thought that the Edge entrance, it was very symbolic of him stepping down from his throne of omnipotence. Ooh, that's a big word. Ooh, I practice that all day, actually. I practice that all day. But I thought it was very symbolic of the character that he's having. I was a little upset. AJ just came out there kind of, they don't want none. That's it. But Edge's entrance, he never disappoints at Mania, and I thought it was great.
They did the same thing to the Usos and a couple of people because, and that's what I said, when we were so close, I've never been to wrestling where I had to look at the screen. I didn't look at the screen. And also being so close, you see the camera people right in their fucking face, and you can't really, you know what I mean? So they cut its entrance because they went and did the flashback of the storyline, like right in the middle of AJ. But I still thought AJ's entrances were phenomenal. And we'll talk about that as well as far as the best entrances and everything in the weekend as well.
Which was a lot of entrances. If I could piggyback off of, I'm going to say something unpopular. I didn't think that was the best of the night. I thought it was a little underwhelming. However, that's not.
I think it was a contender. We have 4 contenders. I thought it was
okay. I definitely a contender, and I thought it was still good. Right? It's just not my match tonight, but we'll talk about that actually after we talk about it. It probably will be my match tonight, but it was not as good as I thought it would be. But it's hard to live up that kind of hype because I remember when AJ Styles was supposed to fight Shinsuke Nakamura, everybody was like, "Oh, that was the biggest WrestleMania match of all time, the best one of all time." And I heard AJ Styles say it 2 days before it on the radio show. He said, "I hate when people say that because there's no possible way we can live up to their expectations when you're going around saying that."
True.
But it was still a fantastic match. I loved it. I love the storytelling. Shout out to Damian Priest. I actually do like Damian Priest. I like Mike, but that's fine. And I think this is going to elevate him to that level, as Mike said, to where he needs to be if he is actually going to get over. And now you have to understand they're going to have to interject Finn Balor into this feud. And having Finn Balor and AJ Styles team up with all those Bullet Club references, I'm telling you right now, I say it every week. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, listen, and I'm going to go off of that, and I'm going to piggyback on that because you go with that match of the night kind of a theme and stuff like that. And I'm going to go with what I thought. And oddly enough, we kind of think the similar way. And I tried to hold my voice as well. You were talking about this in the airport. To me, and everybody, I think you actually asked this question to somebody when we're out there, you know, God dang, the cameras were everywhere. Everybody speaks about Bad Bunny. I take your Bad Bunny and I'll fucking raise you a Logan fucking Paul. I will raise you a Logan fucking Paul. Here go a guy who I fucking loathe until I seen him in this ring. He's a natural. I thought Conor McGregor would be a natural in WWE. I think Logan Paul's the natural. The Eddie Guerrero's shoulder thing, the frog splash, the Three Amigos. He wore the heel roll, took the heel roll, and ran with it. And I personally thought this was one of the match of night contenders. I don't think you put it in the list, but I'm not going to debate that. Whatsoever because
what's the criteria? Is it going to be
entertainment factor?
Okay, entertainment wise,
yes.
This was right next to Stone Cold and Kevin Owens, despite how bad the match physically came across. Okay, to me, I absolutely love this match. The way they came out, and I hate the internet's so fucking smart these days. You intelligent wrestling fans, you. As soon as I say Dominic, I'm like, look at Eddie's fucking son. And then they did somebody, I think the Wrestling Classic put it up where they had him right next to right there with the mullet and everything else. You know what I'm saying? With Eddie Guerrero, he had it from the Great American Bash outfit. Absolutely loved it. I love this match and the outcome, the double, the turn. Because again, we talked about this, which still remains true. A single superstar celebrity has not lost at WrestleMania. Okay.
But once again, I did point out that even though a celebrity did not lose, Logan Paul was not the one to actually pick up the deciding pinfall, and I thought that was a statement to be made. But I mean, I'm glad you talked about it. I mean, I said it. We talked about the airport briefly. I'll say it on air. Logan Paul, you want to say Bad Bunny. Somebody said Bad Bunny was better than the ring. Okay, you know what? He probably was, right? I think he trained a little bit longer than Logan Paul. He probably had more time to train at that time because he made sure he had booked his flight to Florida every single week. He was down across the street at Performance Center just training. Logan Paul had the presence, okay? So I'm going to make a reference, and I don't mean this to insult any company or anybody. Logan Paul's WWE, Bad Bunny's AEW. What I mean by that is that Logan Paul had a complete package as far as a sports entertainment figure. Bad Bunny came out, and I can tell he was a fan that trained and did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Bad Bunny. But Logan Paul looked every bit the WWE superstar in that ring. He had the size,
the look,
the physical ability. He had the look. He had mic skills, even though he didn't say anything. He was telling a story when he was doing it.
Yes.
He had everything. And the way he worked that crowd as a non-professional wrestler, the way he worked that crowd in Dallas, Texas, I don't see too many people in WWE do that now coming straight from NXT. He said, I know y'all booing me. I hear you booing me. This is what I'm going to do for you. Give me some Three Amigos. Let me go up there. Let me do it. And everybody who fights Rey Mysterio does it. Let's just be real. Everybody does this. But the fact that this motherfucker did it,
right?
Oh my God.
And that crowd with those people, Z, speak on it.
Watching that at home, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, like, honestly,
awesome.
I have a respect for Logan Paul because he's able to do, like, in this time that we have social media is heavy. He's able to create something from nothing and made himself a star. He's made himself a big name. He's made himself somebody who is synonymous with being a personality and a higher salt personality. So therefore, like, I'm all for that. I didn't give him a chance in hell to look good. But when I saw his tweet out of his gear, I said, okay, you know what? I might need to take this a little bit. I'm gonna back off a little bit and just watch it for what it is. And once I watched it for what it was, obviously he has definitely been taking what Miz was training him in and took it and applied it. It literally was like watching a mini Miz because
That's why the heel turn looked so good, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Looked so good when he
It was
turned on
great.
Paul.
The top rope,
And then
top
people
rope,
said-
the frog splash was. When I saw him do that, I said, "Ray's gonna move and he's gonna look stupid." And Ray took it, and it looked good. He had height on it. He extended it. Like I was like, okay, at this point, I got to give it up. I'm no longer
Anybody
bashing.
who tries the stuff, you have to me, I think you give credit to him. You know what I'm saying? And he tried the stuff, he did good and the stuff. And
I said taking lumps if you're a celebrity. Don't make the other people look bad. And then at the end, he took the skull crushing finale. Yeah. Right. And he sold it. So like he says, hey, I don't have to be here, but I'm here and I'm one of you all. I don't have to. And you know, Vince loves the celebrity, so I can go out there and make everybody look stupid and just be fine. But he said, I'm going to look like one of you all. This is what I want to do. And we'll talk more about that when Pat McAfee comes out. But I want to answer this question. Chris Harris, you said that Bianca Belair was the Raw Women's Championship. You said that she's not going to have it long. I still say that she's going to lose it to Becky Lynch. Right, this was just a comeuppance to the storyline to keep it going to a certain extent. They might take a break from each other, but Becky is going to drop that title. Win that title back from Bianca Belair.
Shout out to you motherfuckers that just be so smart, right? Like oh, okay, yeah, I knew that. Now that you said it, like immediately, motherfuckers was like, that girl beat 3/4 of the 4 horsemen women. They're coming for you, Charlotte, and I've never been so happy. And we're going to talk about that later. We also talked about what matches would be bathroom matches. Now I can't.
Hold on. I'm going to shit on something.
Okay,
literally.
But
to answer Dan's question, I enjoyed the 2-day format because it just adds something. It gives you something to do both of those days while you're in town. However, if I had a choice, I still go to a 1-day format. 2 days.
We're never going to go back. We're never going to go back.
And we're going to talk about that when we talk about the numbers.
As a viewer, I think it's great. As a viewer, if I'm at home, that means I got wrestling all weekend. On top of everything else that's with the other promotions.
Did you do a WrestleMania party though? Because before I used to go to these WrestleManias, I used to do WrestleMania parties, and it's easier to do a 1-night WrestleMania party as opposed to a 2-night WrestleMania parties.
Actually, you know what? I don't. People do that, but I am not a WrestleMania party person. I would rather chill with my homies on Xbox while I'm talking to them in the headset and we're watching the same thing and we can discuss it. I don't want a whole crowd of people. I don't like to watch wrestling at a bar or a house party.
If I can help not watching a game at a bar.
Takes it away. It takes the experience away from me because I as intelligent wrestling fans, we watch wrestling through a different set of eyes. So we're watching the storytelling. A lot of people that in the bars, they don't care about the story. They don't even know the story is being told in the ring until after the fact it's a win or a loss. Then they think the story was told. The story was told in the ring. There's a struggle that is decided in the ring. That's the story. So when I'm home and I'm watching it, I like to be able to say, I got a whole weekend of wrestling action and I could just kick my feet up, maybe cook something really good, a couple steaks, maybe some shrimps, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of the bubbly, some hard liqueur, and I'm chilling.
I like that, Frankie. I'm gonna go this as I was going. I'm not sure if it was how far it was, and this is why I didn't like the 2 nights of being there as well. I'm a little overweight, okay? So all this walking, I got home. My wife was like, "What the fuck?" Jack saw my knees and my ankles, like, and then Chris, I said, "I feel like we walked." My Chris said, "We did a lot of walking. But I don't think it was a bathroom match, including this.
No, that match was good.
Including,
and I'm not even just saying that as a fan of Happy Corbin. I thought these two put on a good show. They did not go out there try to steal any show because they weren't going to do that. They went out there to say, "Hey, we are 2 solid main event performers, right? And we're going to have a solid match." And it was a good match. I was into it. It had perfect timing in it. And when I mean perfect timing, I mean less than 15 minutes. It didn't need to be a long barn burner of a match, but it needed to put both people over. It made Happy Corbin look like a legitimate threat again. He walked in there undefeated as Happy Corbin, but it did. He still his own.
But he kicked at the end of days. He kicked out the end of days.
And it was all building up for that point anyway, even for King Corbin, because he said it so many times in his shoot interviews. I'm very protective of my finisher. I don't mess with that. I'll take an L, but I'm not letting you kick out my end of days. But he did it. Right? And Drew McIntyre, who is arguably one of the next contenders for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship.
Whatever the fuck they're going to do tonight. Right.
But Drew McIntyre, he's did his time. I hate to say it like that. And I feel like it's time for him to go back in the spotlight because I still say Drew McIntyre, as he says Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's champion of all time. I say any wrestler off of the creator wrestler who's not going to be me should look like Drew McIntyre. Because he can do everything in that ring. He
looks like a professional.
He can do everything.
Yeah.
He looks like a professional wrestler. He can fly.
Yep.
He's a powerhouse. He's a technician. He can do anything in that ring. He is the perfect embodiment. They say Randy Orton. I say Drew McIntyre.
Dice.
There was a bathroom match.
Okay.
How did I know there's a bathroom match?
Be very careful
because I went to go prepare a plate of spaghetti. I went to go prepare a plate of spaghetti. I took it out the fridge, took it out the pot, scooped it, put it in. I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, I took it out, got my fork. I started to walk back. God damn it, New Day was already defeated. I said, God, what the hell happened?
Okay, well, that don't count. We'll talk about that later. We're talking
There was a reason. It was a reason why. I'm just saying. Honestly, okay, this match, I didn't particularly like, but I didn't particularly hate it. It was okay for me. I did not have any interest in it. I'm sick of this stupid ass sword. I'm sick of the sword. But for him to slice the ring ropes, I thought it was pretty cool because every time that he's tried to take a whack at them with the sword, he's always been going across.
I don't think that was on purpose.
This time he went down, so I thought that was pretty cool.
That wasn't on purpose.
It was
from being there because I watched them for the next 2 matches try to fix that ring.
Yeah. Because
I don't think that was
looking at it on TV, like the ropes are supposed to be a straight line, and then we saw who was it who came to the ring next?
Mysterio came after them.
Yeah, they had to double check because the ring was the ropes were dipping.
During the promos,
and he told Dominic to watch his step.
Hard. During the promos, they're working very, very hard to put that ring back together. I could tell they were struggling because shout out to Charles Robinson, Lil Nate. He was out there leading the charge to try to get the ring together, and I actually saw frustration in his face, looking to try to get that shit together. And they know they were on a time limit because hey, baby, it's WrestleMania. The show must go on. And I didn't even know Lil Nate was back with them. Yeah, Lil Nate was where? Oh, with WWE.
I didn't even know he was back with them because I'm pretty sure he got
back. Everybody told me, "Oh, he's been back." I was with you. I don't think I saw him.
He never left. What makes you think he left?
I'm pretty sure. I thought he got fired.
No.
Well,
he doesn't do as much refereeing. He does like one show, one match or a show or something like that. But he's still there.
The last thing he did was Orton and Edge, right? He was
on SmackDown.
We'll get that comment off.
Damn.
Becky Lynch is Logan Paul is brilliant. The match was filled with Eddie tributes because WrestleMania was in Texas. Real talk, Logan Paul did his things, but once again, Miz had his moment at the very end and stole the show from him. You have no voice, Mike. Agree with the executive assistant 100%. Who the fuck is Victor Gardner calling me executive assistant?
That's right, bitch. Private inside shit, right? So this motherfucker down here below me, the executive consultant, who, by the way, I respected him by calling that in public all week long, including at times the tribal chief. Because he put all that shit together and being with those group of guys, and even with the Bell Kings, which I told you, Tom Dice, I never got to sit with my friends. It made my experience incredibly awesome. We go out to breakfast or brunch, and literally, now you heard my story about the cruise, how we turned the boat out like the head of the state. We turned a fucking breakfast restaurant into a fucking club on yesterday. It was fucking insane, absolutely insane. So I'm gonna go to the next match here. And this match was kind of sad, right? Because Rick Boogs finally gets an opportunity to do something great, and boom, he tears his quad a lot like Triple H. You can see that him and Shinsuke had something going for a while. I think it's been a loss, right? But having
they would have lost anyway. But they would have lost in a better fashion.
Color outfits on the things to me always stands out in my mind of what someone's doing. The Usos came in, and this is what I told everybody: to start off with the bloodline and end with the bloodline. To me, I felt was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I loved them. I got to be as close to them as we, walking out a ramp. I hope that later you guys have not followed me on my talk tick or Instagram, anything else. Everything's at Mike Knox. Check it out. Because I won't say the match was bad. It was probably the fastest match next to the New Day match all weekend to me. But it was the opening match.
The Usos don't have a lot of moments. They
No,
don't have a lot
this
of
is their first
WrestleMania
time,
moments.
if I'm not correct. Listen,
No, I
one
think
thing I won't challenge him down there below me on who does what, when, and how, where, because I know he knows the answer. He said they're fucking quizzing me on the way up there. Like this man knew every single fucking WWE champion there was and who took it and all from them and why and everything else. So, but I believe that was the Usos' first time competing as a tag team, at least I believe since. I
told you. Remember, I mentioned they had a triple threat match with New Day.
I forget. I always forget that for some fucking reason.
And Wyatt, I forgot what they called themselves after they left Wyatt's, but the Sledgehammer Boys.
Yeah.
Bludgeon Brothers.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh, the one my kids call the Belgian waffles.
Yeah. So, and that was, but this was their first real match because that triple threat match, they tried to go there, act like all three teams were equal. That was just about the Bludgeon Brothers bludgeoning the New Day Usos for like 5 minutes before they won the titles. That's all it was. This was their first legit tag match that they had. They were supposed to have the ladder match, but of course, COVID happened and somebody got out sick. So this was the first 2-on-2 match they had on a WrestleMania card because they didn't have a kickoff match. And I think the technician try to be smart and say they had a match on WrestleMania kickoff, but that counts as WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and we all know it does not.
No, it don't. That's a check for DVD sales only. That's what that is.
Actually, if you ask Neville, they don't even put it on DVD.
And wasn't also the highlight of night did the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. So if a professional wrestler that tells you that doesn't count to them, then it can't count to us as fans. If you're not on the main card, we don't see you, doesn't count. But George put down about interesting.
I'm an AMC guy, Vaughn.
Fuck you. Because you're not. And you're saying that because everything I say, crazy. Apparently I say I'm a this guy. Okay. But
he does.
Check this out. All right, well, fuck you. It ain't gonna play. I tried to share one of my videos.
We saw it.
I couldn't see shit on my end. So we
heard Naomi music.
Yeah, it cut off before I can even make out what it was. So can you play it again?
Okay. All right, enough. My neck was hurting. Okay. To me, we had the show top 5 entrances, and we had a plan, right? We had plans like, hey, everybody, you do this, you do this, you do this. So the technician's sitting next to him. I'm like, okay, I ain't got no battery power. Tonight, you take the videos, I'll take the pictures. Nope. My dumb ass, every entrance I got on tape. Every entrance. I have no fucking battery power halfway. By the time the tribal chief and them came, I was fucking livid. Like, I got them, but that was on dead. And I got to drive home in a GPS. And trust me, fuck you, Dallas. Okay, as far as getting the fuck home, fuck you, Dallas. Shitty fucking city. I'm going to say it again. And everywhere we saw, and everywhere, any person outside, I think to the point that even that Eagle fan below me kind of was like, this motherfucker won't stop. If you had anything Cowboys on right in your face, go Birds. Every fucking one of them. Every person I fucking saw.
Literally. I'm he's absolutely right. I was about to say, oh my God, bro.
Every fucking one I saw. Thing.
I was like, he's just eating dinner with his 6-year-old daughter. Why are you doing that to him? Go Birds. What are you doing?
But then we're in the stadium and we're doing Eagle chants. Right? Every Cowboy they saw me, I was just a dick. Okay, like I realized something today also.
And we went to dicks.
We went to dicks.
Hold on. What are you about to say?
I'm a good heel. You're a bad heel. You like fucking make fun of people. I'm interviewing some dude, right? I'm like, where you from? He's like, Australia.
You talking about Z? Z makes fun of people all the time?
No, you.
You were pointing at Z.
Let me finish my story. I said, so whatever, I'm fucked up. So I go, hey, where you from? He goes, Australian man. He had a bald head with like a swoosh on his head. And I said, oh, you know what you think about the night? Blah, 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 blah. And here comes a consultant. Were you with any girls? Of course not. Look at you. What the fuck kind of shit is that? How you interviewing fans and they gonna make fun of the boy not getting no being around ass? I said, like, come on. But everybody we spoke to had a great time.
Why'd you bring that up?
Because it was fucking hilarious to me. Okay.
He walked away. He knew he didn't get any girls.
Like, he definitely walked away. Like, funny as shit. He definitely walked off. But I brought that up and I played that because here it is right here. Here's the moment walking into this match. I absolutely, especially how they built it up with always, Flaming Young and the blueprint every week.
Shout out to WWE for giving us the free lighter thingies.
Oh, yeah, they did. Came and gave everybody. I had a whole bunch to bring home to my daughter. And I told her, like, I didn't even have the problem with the battery, whatever it's called, the lithium batteries, trying to get on the airplane. So I didn't even try to bring them home. But this match, full of beauty, found out that Rhea Ripley has broke up with her boyfriend. So the rumor, I thought it before. I was like, I think Liv Morgan turned Ruby Riott out. Okay, because they a little bit too close.
I'm
to
okay
me.
with that.
Of course we are. Hot HLA.
We always forget that Liv Morgan though has a boyfriend, right?
Oh, do we? Say, I don't know.
Bo Dallas?
I don't follow that.
You don't believe?
Get the fuck out of here. No,
my man Bo Dallas is hitting that.
Yes, Bo Dallas.
Oh, listen, I always believe, but now I know he's the man. So this match, though, every entrance to me, well, not every entrance, but just watching them, just being in awe of these ladies. And I saw this stat, so I'm going to say it. We have black women referee WrestleMania for the first time. We have all amazing. Black tag team champs for the first time. And I just feel like every single moment, every single week, every single pay-per-view, the WWE has broken, and I'm going to say it, the culture glass ceiling. Where it's blacks, we didn't do nothing, and we didn't do this, we didn't do that. And we still have a black Universal Champion for what it's worth. We have a man of color with the Universal title on Roman Reigns.
Is that good enough or no?
For me right now, yes, because the title's not that old, and this is where I will go to that black wrestling fan base that I've never been a fan of that doesn't count The Rock, but I understand the logistics of being factual of why The Rock don't count because storyline wise they don't count him as black. WWE, they say Rocky Johnson's his father.
They do count him. Every African American History Month, they always mention The Rock. I
just said that. I think
you said WWE doesn't.
No, the fans. Yeah, the fans.
Oh, fans are idiots.
Yeah,
I saw most of that at WrestleMania this weekend. Let me tell you, y'all are some of the dumbest fans in the world. I just, I love y'all to death. Keep watching, but y'all are some of the dumbest fans I've ever seen in my entire life, and y'all were not as lit as y'all should have been this week in Dallas.
No,
y'all wore the merchandise. Y'all bought the merchandise, but y'all weren't going around holding enough ones up for me. I was mad.
For us to have to yell at everybody and make everybody do it and make everybody do it. Like seriously, we had to literally go be that pace. Like we're making kids. I'm having kids do it. I had a ball. You know me in my element.
I can imagine that shit. Hey, put your ones up, you little shit.
No, I was cool with him. Y'all love kids.
I wasn't.
I love kids. I do. like the one little kid that was cheering for Logan Paul. I said, yo, who's behind? I said, yo, who you here to see? Little boy's like, I'm here for Logan. I was like, yo, shut up. Yo,
that's
what's
the
that
damn
stuff, dog? Like I said, yo, don't let somebody stop you from liking who you like. I said, wow, Logan Paul has a fan. I didn't know. You know what I mean? And then
I wanted to say, since we were talking about people of color, I was watching the WWE Evil series, which is really good. But obviously, they put a lot of thought into some people's stories than others.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like the Randy Orton story at all because it focused on his
downfall. On one thing. Yeah.
It focused on him being an asshole and not his actual character.
Well, it's supposed to be a heel. It's supposed to be evil. So they
but it wasn't. But it wasn't his character. His character was, if you're talking about heel, we're talking about Legend Killer. We're talking about the beginning of the fight.
The whole time, majority of it.
Nah, it was more so like his substance abuse issues, and you know what I'm saying.
That's
like
a small part of it, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. But Sasha Banks, I watched Sasha Banks the other night after Mania night one. I thought it was really great. But she mentioned, she didn't have a lot of people that she looked up to, and she saw Eddie Guerrero, and she referred to him as somebody of color.
Yeah.
Do we do that with Mexican Americans
or as blacks? And we make our own different set of rules. It's black people. Let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my wife's one of them. So this is I'm a lane because that's my wife's lane. So that's the lane I'm a part of. If you're not white, then you're the culture. So that's put anybody Spanish descent and black. That's what it is. And Samoan, which I don't kind of get, but okay. I got Samoans in my family. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Stockleys. Okay. But this match, what did you think about this match? I know, and like I said before, everybody I wanted to win won. All my daughter's favorite people won.
You're thinking of Mike Chioda. Pause.
All my favorite.
I was not. I knew that he was gone because he was on podcast talking about his time in WWE.
Yeah.
But I really thought Little Nate was gone. I really thought Little Nate was gone.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Mike.
This match.
That match, again, everybody my daughter loves won. So
I thought it was good. I thought it was a great showcasing of women's wrestling, even though it was, sometimes, they jam pack a lot of women into shit. And I'm so glad it wasn't a battle royal.
Right.
That's it. I'm glad it wasn't a battle royal. Stop putting battle royals on fucking
so.
WWE WrestleMania. Like, just stop it. This shit is insulting.
Go back to that comment for me.
I'm sick of the multi-tag matches with women that are doing the suplex double power bomb.
They do that spot a lot.
From TNA.
They do that spot a lot.
They do that spot so much, and it used to be something that was exciting to watch.
Yeah,
on TNA, because TNA was, if I'm not mistaken, was the first promotion to do that. Televised wise, maybe. But that's where I first saw it. Right. In the late 2000s.
And shout out to TNA because they were the first wrestling promotion to really put women on that high spotlight.
True.
Like WWE does now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because looking, like I said last week, I just started watching Total Divas from the very beginning and watching the evolution of it. I'm like, y'all was really out here pressed about 3-minute matches. Like they was pressed about 3-minute matches in 2014.
They were
like I'm going to put on a good match. It wasn't going to be a good
fine.
match. But now to see where they came, and WrestleMania. This WrestleMania was a really good example of the steps that they've been taking for us to take women serious again. So, and which I hope we're going to this part, but I'm going to segue it anyway.
Well,
Bianca Belair.
I didn't want you to leave there. I didn't want you to segue there.
Okay, let's go.
Thank you for that. Because as I said, this is why I thought everything about WrestleMania was great. Conventionally speaking, in wrestling, the same reason why we all know I'm a Roman Reigns mark from day one. Okay. The reason why I thought he was going to lose was because everything in the storyline led to believe he was going to lose. Everything in that women's tag team stuff, with the way they were winning every fucking week, led to think they wasn't. Yeah, they had the momentum, but that's definitely me. That's the stab in the back. That's the death sentence. We were all.
But did you think that Selena and Carmella was going to win? They haven't won a match since being tag champs.
Yeah, but listen, they're good looking. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, and we were making fun about Vince probably picked this match. Okay, duck. Okay, you won. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I kind of felt about it. And those girls winning and watching that picture backstage, that's why I made it the cover art to me for today's show. Wrong one. For today's show, because I loved to see them girls. That picture is iconic of having those 3 black women hold those belts. It was such good shit. And I don't want to segue there just shit. I'm trying to get through the other lower matches first and say the top 4. Let's do it. What's going on, Rock? That's why I'm going with that. Now, you did say about a bathroom match. I'm gonna tell you this much: that wasn't long enough to go to the bathroom.
No, I didn't say bathroom. I said it was enough for me to cook my spaghetti for 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, it was about a match. And listen, we talked.
I'm a little worried about you fixing spaghetti for only 2 minutes.
We talked about this on night 1. Where they were, and if they didn't make it, I know a lot of people were like, what's going on. And the thing was, I was like, they don't have to necessarily be on. It's the New Day. If anybody should be upset, it would be Hollins and Butch for not getting a chance to be on Mania. But the New Day didn't need Mania. That's why they took the loss. It meant nothing to New Day.
That win would have done nothing for them. It would have done nothing for them.
I'm gonna lie to you, Vaughn. I call bullshit. Anybody who tells me 100% you knew what's going on, DC, you knew Sasha and Bianca was going to win. I mean, Sasha and Naomi was going to win. I'm going to call bullshit.
We need to rewind our prediction show from last week and see if that's
all of us. I have it.
I can't remember what I chose.
We all picked not them. We all wanted them to win, but we all picked not them.
I do remember that. Yeah,
we all picked not them because we went ahead and same through it. And then I will go to this, because we're almost getting to the meat and gristles of this damn show right here. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Now, I was moving to a better seat at this point. But goddamn, I'll tell you one thing. Whew.
Is that what you kept doing? Because every entrance, I swear, after I saw you the first time, that shiny ass fucking jacket,
the whole time.
I said, "Where the hell is Mike?"
I was in exactly the same seat for both nights, except for I was seat
sometimes
4.
you were closer to the ramp.
Night one, I was in seat 4, right, and then night 2, I was in seat 3, and I know that's wrong. The first few matches of night 1,
it was one of those entrances. I saw you was like right up.
I got pushed back to like 6. Yeah, when it came to when Charlotte Flair came out, you know, I'm right there. You couldn't. I screamed. How I talked.
Get your ass
anything.
back.
I lost my voice, letting her know she was the greatest women's wrestler of all time to me. Okay, and we'll get to that in a second. And I yelled it right at her. And shout out to Bobby Lashley for looking right at us. But anyway,
I saw that. I saw that when he looked to the side on TV. And I say he looked right in Mike's direction. I guarantee you got it. And I saw your picture. I was like, "Damn it, I was right."
And he did it twice because when he was in the ring.
Shout out to the great pictures that you sent me of AJ and Edge because I appreciate that.
I know you love him. When he pointed in the ring and Chris to my right, he pointed us again. Yeah, when he did it in the ramp and in the ring, he knew where the Blacklist was that night. But this match, your thoughts on the outcome of this, Dice? Because you, I ain't gonna lie, some of the matches, guys, because the experience I had was a blur. I'm just being honest. I have to really rewatch this show, and so what you're getting from me is a complete fan perspective of everything, not really the intelligent wrestling fan necessarily. Okay, just letting that be known. I'm marking out today.
In my opinion, it was amazing. I'm not too much of a fan of multi-team matches, especially at Mania, because sometimes we know they can go a little bit short. Or they can go a little too far over. And I thought the timing of this, I thought the time was really good. I thought the entrances was great. I thought the action in the ring was really good. But to see the on TV, when you see the facial expression of Montez before he's about to try the frog splash, and Riddle jumps up and he looks over at him, but he doesn't like react until he realizes that some shit's about to happen. And then he looks, he's like, oh shit, and he tries to jump out of the way and ends up jumping into the RKO. I blew my fucking top. And then Orton hits the same fucking RKO on Gable. I thought it was great. And the fact that the Street Profits didn't even care that they lost, it was a simple fact that Alpha Academy didn't win.
Yeah, I was mad by that. I thought heel turn was coming for one of the 2 tag teams. I had predicted that for months.
You know what? I was
thinking
about this. Thinking about the Street Profits because I do remember you said that last week about a heel turn coming. And let's think about how long the Usos had face paint on. And they was good, but they still didn't hit their stride. And that's how I feel about Street Profits. It's not the right time yet, but I feel like when they hit their stride to hit that turn, that's when everything is going to click for them. So I'm still fine with them right now where they are. But the ending segment with them pouring up, finally we know what's in the cup. It's just fucking water. But they try to have a drink with Gable Stevenson. I'm sorry, I keep. Well,
I don't know. Was it water? Because Austin drunk, according to my Austin lookalike fan or Austin cosplay dresser, Austin drunk, and I'll tell you, here's what he told us: he had 22 beers during that match.
Montez had an actual cup. It was like a plastic cup. Well, not like a solid plastic cup that he was pouring in. His gear was the same gear color that Big E won the championship. It was literally the first thing the executive consultant said to me. He's again, because we didn't sit next to each other, but so the 3 rows. Then he goes, "Mike, shout out to Big E." Yeah, that was pretty dope.
And I'm like,
I want everybody to know my voice didn't sound that raspy though.
No.
The ending segment, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was funny as shit because everybody went to toast and Gable just comes and smacks. He doesn't smack anybody else. He doesn't even aim for anybody else except for Stevenson's cup. And then you just kind of see everybody just like, oh, the funniest expression when you watch it, look at Orton's face because Orton knows fucked up the man's drink and he's like, I don't know about that girl. And then they just like back the fuck off. And I thought that was good. It's a good introduction to Gable Steveson. And it was fine. It was fine for me. I think that they still. I think that personally WWE is going to. I think they're going to still treat Gabe like when Gable took his shirt off, and not in a homophobic way. He doesn't look like a pro wrestler still. So I think they're still going to have him.
He got a better body than what's my man from AEW? You know that I love the way he talks to the microphone, but he should never take a shirt off again. What's my guy? No, the dude who just fought Kingston. So.
Yeah, but let's think about this. WWE, this is WWE. They're going to tell him.
Kevin Owens don't have the greatest body. He's in shape.
But are you going to take a NCAA two-time? You're not going to take him and let him put his shirt off.
He'll be fine.
So
he'll be fine.
He'll be perfectly
fine.
But
I think it was a good showcase of what we have potential to look forward to, and who better than somebody like Gable? Gable's a good. He's heralded as one of the good guys who can train people, like a Tyson Kidd or Drew Gulak. That's the only reason why Drew Gulak is still on the roster.
And I know this is high praise, and I've never seen him do a single move yet. But they're hoping he could be the next Kurt Angle. That's what they're hoping for. Okay.
Yeah, and we thought we was going to get that with Gable, and we thought we were going to get it with Jason Jordan, who had the look, he had the size, he had the
I
speed.
love Jason Gordon. I'm so sad about that whole thing. It was something I just saw, but I'm gonna move on because it's the comment left. But yeah, I definitely thought I wanted the Street Profits to win, or
I definitely wanted Street Profits to win too.
That's where it was. So it was funny. Shout out to everybody who sent me pictures and boxes and saw me on TV. I watched that part just this morning before I passed out. Shout out to
That's what I want next year.
Shout out to my daughter.
WrestleMania in Hollywood. I put it out there. It is my God-given right and duty that I've already started my fund to put aside money, and I'm going to WrestleMania in Hollywood. And Mike, you gonna be there? Because goddamn it, I was supposed to be there this year. Last year I was supposed to be there last year.
I wore the shirt today.
Had my baby born, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And he's still young, but by then he'll be almost 3.
I'm gonna forget.
Time to go ahead and take it. So I'm like, I can't miss it. If we're gonna get Rock versus Roman, I don't even give a shit.
Shout out.
It's in Hollywood.
I
need to go to LA. It's in my favorite team stadium.
Shout out to my baby girl, who my wife said she knows her daddy. All right, and how you see me that fast? Same thing for you, Derek. Fucking respect. It was literally like a half, not even a whole second. It was a second.
Listen, because I definitely didn't see you, because you called me. You was like, "Did you see me? Did you see me?" I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Everybody was inboxing me like,
my hand up.
You know what I mean? Everybody was inboxing me. Shout out to Summer Rae. I did a photo bomb. I even know I photobombed her. That's how great I was. Okay, she's doing her. Everybody's doing her on the post.
Photos, you know what I want to ask you. And you know what? I can't hold it no longer. Did you get a look at Bailey's ass in person? I'm sorry.
Honestly,
how did you approach Bailey? How did you run into Bailey?
How do you know? You know how I do my shit. We're standing on wherever we were at, which was there. I would say equivalent to Main Street, Delaware. Oh, you know what I mean? It was just boutiques, restaurant, bar, boutique, restaurant, bar. She came out of I believe a soap, a natural, natural kind of shop, like natural soaps and stuff like that, kind of a store.
Did she have a glow around her?
No, she didn't look like she walked out. And I said, I always say, you respect these people. Hey, Bailey, do you mind if I get an auto? Do you mind if I take a picture with you? Her response was, "Thank you for asking. Sure." And
Ricochet tweeted out something like that too.
And I mentioned to her after the picture, I said, "Are you there tomorrow, please?" She said, "I wish." And if I was, I couldn't tell you. So that means she gave me honesty and then stayed in character at the same time. You know what I mean? As far as there, see, look at that. That boy photobombing somewhere and even knew it. Those people behind us, right there, sitting down, the guy and the Macho Man guy.
You're looking to do the Macho Man fucking shit,
he looked at me like that. He looked at me like that the entire night, like he had an attitude problem with me. All night long.
A hater,
how you at WrestleMania and you're looking like he was just depressed the whole time? I'm like, dude, you don't want to hear what a goddamn tank top of fucking the fuck? I wear some weird clothes, okay? Because shout out to Texas again, Dallas, not Texas, Dallas for being a fucking piece of shit city, and the great cook that I thought was great next to us. Then we were sitting there. He goes, "Man, what's up with the pajama pants you got on?" I have my Edge pants. He's like, "What's up with the pajama pants?" I said, "These ain't pajama pants, boys." I said, "These are joggers." He said, "They're pajama pants." I said, "Well, I don't have a cowboy hat on and cowboy boots, so Because every cowboy there, I'm gonna see hats like from off that, like real like Brock's cowboy hat, right? No, these motherfuckers had on Kurt Angle cowboy hats. Okay, the damn hat's too small for your heads. Okay, so but back to the program, and let's get through this. All right, and then I want to go.
We getting the meat and potatoes now.
Okay, no, it was Bobby. I don't even have a Bobby and Omos's picture up because we didn't. That was an impromptu match, and I had this stuff up from last week's show. But shout out to Executive Consultant for calling that match. And then once I don't hate it, but I love when I say one thing and someone corrects me and the reason why they're correcting me, and it makes sense. And what he's saying about it is like, no, Bobby has to win. It makes sense to beat Omos. And somebody who could beat Omos, it would be him. Okay, yep. Fuck you. Apparently. No, I'll take shit off here. Anywho, so shout out to Bobby Lashley. Shout out to Bobby Lashley for, like I said,
there was no other way for that match to go.
Yeah,
once no I heard it, yeah. Like so. He's gonna. I'm guessing this. Backstage they had their internal baby faces, and right now their baby face would be AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, and usually there's about 4. Because if they need to put them in some sort of match,
I think Bobby gets propelled above Drew, but they're on two different shows now.
Well, Drew's on SmackDown,
right? But what's what?
So it's Bobby, AJ. Apparently the rumor is Cody's going to be the top
on Raw,
one of the top guys on Raw. And who's that 4th one? Could it be Orton if he was in a singles? I don't know.
No, but he's not there. So
it'd be those 3. Yeah. So it makes sense. Omos losing to Lashley, it doesn't taint him at all, no matter how great they see him. Although he did get some nice style points for over the weekend, rapping Jay-Z. He rapped Jay-Z a lot better than he speaks on the fucking microphone on Raw. I don't understand why this.
Talking about Omos?
Yeah. I don't know why he doesn't fucking, have this confidence when
he's very articulate, actually. He
really is.
He used to be NXT at the ale house, the bar we used to go to all the time. So I talked to him a few times. He's very articulate. I don't know what, but he has to look like a monster on TV. But when you look like a monster on TV, that doesn't mean you have to look dumb, right? And sometimes, and I'm not saying he's dumb. Okay, because he's not dumb. His character is not dumb. His character doesn't go and say, fee, fi, fo, fum. But all he does is go out there, nobody can handle me. Yeah. No one.
Motherfucker's the Black Schnitzky.
No, that's not that bad.
He's pretty bad. I like what they're doing, but the simple fact of the matter is it's still not getting over. So it's only like if you ever notice, and I don't want to bring a racial thing into this, if you bring in like a black person, right? A black wrestler that is held as dominant, and you give him the same type of role that they would give a Schnitzky, a Nathan Jones, a Matt Morgan. These guys were supposed to be billed as big guys, and they will give them chance after chance after chance. And they will still, there's no criticism of them. But as soon as Omos is given the same formula,
I think you're wrong.
There's a lot of criticism.
People hated Snitsky. People hated Nails.
Yes, they did.
If it's bad, it's bad. If it's bad, it's bad. I don't think.
Okay, so Omos isn't bad, or is we
I think Omos is bad. I think Omos is bad at what he does. Okay. I'm still gonna rock with him. I think he is bad. But here we go. In one night, and AEW fans, you can eat a dick. Okay, AEW stands for All XW Wrestlers. So anybody who tells me, oh, he gave ship and he came back in one night, in one entrance, he got everything back he deserved. And in one night got a bigger pop than he got in 3 years. He was 4 or 5 years. He was gone. This man, Cody fucking Rhodes.
I got all 3 shirts coming,
the
baby.
American
all 3 shirts.
Nightmare. His entrance, the match against this guy, to me, arguably continuing to be the best dressed guy in professional wrestling, whether it's suits or entrances at a pay-per-view. Okay? Look at that crowd. I was there. I will go Austin, by far biggest pop, then this guy right here. And you may want to tie it. And that's why I go leave it to you. I guess your ears have to determine Pat McAfee. Okay? But this man, in my opinion, next to Austin, had the biggest pop of the entire weekend. Okay? And yes, it was as we would say about CM Punk, CM Punk, worst kept secret ever. Right? We knew it was Cody. Everything kept saying it. Kept the dirt sheets, but when every single dirt sheet saying it, sometimes it's true. And this time they were right. And I I'm sorry. I as a Cody Rhodes fan, you know this, Dice, longer than anybody I think we personally know. Okay. His father was one of my, but as his father, I probably wouldn't be like him because he got me interested. Was Dusty Rhodes. They're saying his name. They can say Cody Rhodes. The backstage interview, if you haven't seen on exclusive on WWE.com or network, whatever the fuck it's called, you know, they do the backstage interviews, probably quite sure it's on YouTube. But he even says, I get to come back and make it full circle. If wrestling fans, you always say you love this person. I love that person. This person's this way. Then pay respect to Cody Rhodes. Then pay respect to Cody Rhodes. Even AEW fans, he left, so what? If without him, you wouldn't have that federation. So now he did his job.
At all.
He got over, and everybody says, oh, why did Vince hire him back after what he did? That's what Steve was saying. Because look at what he accomplished. Leaving there. He became a businessman. And anything I've ever read about Vince McMahon is he respects business people. Listen to Jericho when he talks about Vince McMahon. Listen to The Rock when he talks about Vince McMahon. Listen to any ex-WWE wrestler who's left. Big Show said it. Mark Henry said it. He don't have McMahon don't hold grudges. He tells them, go. If you think it's going to be better for you, go right ahead. And sometimes the grass isn't always green on the side of the screen. Me and Jacob Coachman told me at the airport. Half the wrestlers today who get love Tony Storm, fuck her. I'm being honest. Not as a person, I don't know her, but I'm just saying as far as you want to leave, go ahead and go.
She hasn't proved nothing. She hasn't
go ahead and go. Who are you to say?
Now, if it was a Charlotte Flair, okay, we got to be concerned, but it's not.
Yeah.
So
ironically, Charlotte
she hasn't done
anything. She's not there. One of the reasons.
Yeah. So,
well, yeah.
Shout out. Matt Stoltz on this match, executive consultant. I mean, yeah, executive consultant.
I apologize. Oh, Cody and Seth Rollins, in my opinion, was the match of the weekend. I mean, it was just a phenomenal match. It was phenomenally done. And I know Z wanted to talk about WrestleMania entrances, and I love talking about WrestleMania entrances. It's one of the best parts of WrestleMania.
Say that for last.
It's kind of like Oscars. What are they wearing?
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
Spoiler alert: one of my favorite WrestleMania entrances is in this match. Let's just put it that way. But this was a very, very good match. And I'm excited. Cody's debut, in my opinion, is the biggest debut WWE's had as far as superstar name recognition in quite some time, and I mean years. Right, because I can't even remember the last person. Because remember, their farming system now. Almost everybody comes straight from NXT, right? Straight from NXT. Then if you're a bigger star and you come back, a lot of times they throw your ass at NXT. This might have been, and this is just me doing quick rough math off the top of my head. This might have been the biggest re-debut since AJ Styles' debut. Listen to what I'm saying. Biggest re-debut.
Well, if you're talking re-debut, it would have to be Drew McIntyre.
Arguably, and remember I said Drew McIntyre went to NXT first.
No.
Yes,
sorry,
that's true. But even him showing up in NXT, he still got one of the biggest pops in NXT history.
But
just showing up in the crowd,
just NXT.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's still a huge pop. Even when he showed up with Dolph.
Okay, I'll clarify for a main roster. Cody Rhodes has the biggest debut / re-debut of any wrestler since AJ Styles of the World.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely. Without question. But I agree. For me, it's not even close.
Yeah, right. I agree. 100%.
And I do think this is one of the best matches of the weekend.
And I was thinking of this as I was driving home. And I'm glad that you said what you said, executive. So when it's all said and done,
no doubt,
if we're talking about people who left to improve their stock and then come back, when it's all said and done, who has the better final career? Is it Drew McIntyre or is it Cody Rhodes? Because these are the two most famous people that have left, improved their stock, and then came back.
Can I just?
And I know that Cody's chapter is yet to be written.
Can I just be a mark?
Go ahead.
Drew's nowhere near as big as Cody. Even talking about towards when he left. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, when Cody left,
no, I don't know. No,
that's all. I'm not saying he's going there.
I get that. No, I get that 100%. However, Drew's stock when he left and improved. I think Christian's was bigger than McIntyre's, but then I'm with you. That's just my opinion. I think Christian. You said Christian?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that analogy. You know what? I didn't even go back that far. I didn't want to go back past 2010, but if we're going to talk that way, possibly, because I have this theory that people that they don't believe in WWE, they go to TNA, they go to Ring of Honor, they build up their stock, they work on whatever it was that they were weak on in WWE, they come back, they're bigger stars, they're world champions.
Yep.
But I know that Cody's chapter is yet to be written. in WWE, but the fact that the rumors are he signed a very lucrative contract would
I
imply
hear he's
that
doing backstage stuff too.
okay, yeah. So and he's working on a new documentary for his dad.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes coming back, it all makes 100% sense because he's trying to achieve something that his dad didn't do. He's trying to achieve something that his brother didn't do. And at the end of the day, the Rhodes name will not live on in any other promotion
like it would here
besides WWE.
Right, where the tapes there. If you,
Yeah, the footage is there, the history's there, the marketing is there. It's everywhere.
Wrestlers only as good as their residuals.
Yeah,
right.
So 100%.
With that being said, guys, we're gonna take a small break. All right, we're gonna come back and we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of this damn 2-night event. Give you our best matches, our best interests, and so forth. We'll be right back. Y'all know UPR is not just about wrestling; it's about entertainment and gaming as well. And this week we got a few shows. Like to see them? Here they go.
We are outnumbered by machines. Humans have a strength that cannot be measured.
This thing is something we've never seen before.
My name is Marcus Wright. You think you're human? I am human.
I know he's not the enemy.
If we stay the course, we are dead. We are all dead.
That is tomorrow night. I cannot wait. I hope I have my voice to do it. I'm a Terminator mark. I take Terminators over the Predator. But also Thursday, we're doing our, I believe it's called political satire. It's this month's category. And somebody picked this movie, and I'm gonna have to watch it and let you know what I think about it.
Are you running?
Yeah, I am. I'm running for office.
Suggest that you're an unlikely candidate.
I think at this point we've kind of jumped the shark on the whole likely candidate thing.
Puppy is a gun.
Dorothy Goodwin, being hailed as a hero.
Oh my.
He is a true hero. She saved me.
You're a gun hero now.
And that is Thursday night. Check us out. Now, I don't know where executive consultant went. He must have an allergy attack. They hit him real bad this weekend. So I think he's here, but something must be going on backstage. So he'll be back momentarily. With that being said, listen, the meat and potatoes of this pay-per-view. Well, and before I get to the meat and potatoes,
well, we didn't even talk about it. We didn't talk about the match with him with Cody and Seth. I mean, so you were there. What was the crowd like in the match?
No,
we know what it was like before the match.
Okay. Listen, to me, I think I read somebody, I don't know who it was, I'm not gonna lie, I'll call him out if I can remember, that said, I'm glad Austin woke this crowd up. I don't know if the fuck it came across on TV. That crowd was never quiet. The entire it was never quiet. No. So anybody telling me that they were born, no, the crowd was never quiet, including for this match with Sami Zayn and Johnny Knoxville, which we knew all the jackasses was gonna come out. I'm just gonna leave that there and let that be what it is. I'm gonna move on from that. You know what I mean? It's what it was. It was an entertainment match. Okay, it's not the meat. That
was probably my least liked match, but it wasn't a match.
It wasn't unentertaining. Yeah. But this right here, and I read this on a tweet that said, or I think this is actually Derek Mitchell that said this. Pat McAfee had what do you say? The way people treated every baby face, wish they'd have had the entrance or the respect from the crowd that Pat McAfee had. People, this crowd, the whole time he walked out with those cheerleaders and everything else. I don't know what it came out on TV, but in that building, it was deafening.
It was great.
It was deafening. Okay, so now just to see him wrestle, I personally think Pat McAfee is the best. He's just really good. I won't say the best, but I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. But Pat McAfee's really good. He trained. He did all the. I can't call him a celebrity though, wrestler like I would call Logan Paul or Bad Bunny, but he is technically a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, but he's I mean, I was listening to Busted Open Radio today, and Bubba Ray was talking how he actually went through the proper channels to say, hey, who do I need to reach out to because I'm interested in doing this. And let's not forget, he started NXT. He started at the bottom. We already know he's a great talker. He can sell his ass off. Let's not forget the match that he had versus Undisputed, right? So we know that he knows how to take a bump. He knows how to hit your basic moves. And that's all you can ask for somebody who doesn't have that type of experience. So, and a guy who's 24 in Austin Theory, I thought that it was great. I thought it showcased both guys, in which we already know what Austin Theory can do. We know what he can do. He's poised to be some part of the future. But Pat McAfee, to fulfill his lifelong dream of just competing in a match and being good in a match, I thought it was good. It was a good display. I was very surprised at what he did. I was a lot more surprised at what he did than Logan Paul, because Logan Paul, he stepped in a ring and boxed and he did his thing. So we know there's that athletic ability.
But Pat did have the NXT match in his belt.
He did have the NXT match under his belt. But I tell you, if he would have landed that senton, that was a beautiful senton that he was aiming to hit. The way that it was like he paused in the air and then turned to flip down. Like it was crazy watching it on TV. It was crazy watching it on TV. And I thought that if he would have hit that, it would have been even better. But the fact that he didn't hit it and he took that bump as high as he got, I still thought it was a great look for both guys. Austin Theory didn't need that win in any way, shape, form, or fashion. He was still going to be McMahon's protege, so it would have done nothing.
And that's a great segue. And you're not even backstage, and that's where it is. We saw not only did Mr. McMahon come out the crowd again. I'm sorry, guys. I got Austin back-to-back nights. I got Undertaker back-to-back nights. I got an Austin match that we didn't talk about yet. We will talk about that. Was unexpected, but because we thought it was going to just be what it was. It actually turned into a match. And we're going to see McMahon wrestle at his age. And I did not like what they did to Pat, but I got why it happened that way. It was all because to bring Austin back out. So Pat got what he needed. Pat had to get the help to get McMahon over, to have why is McMahon over when Austin's in the building. I loved the entire everything about it. Almost everything other than the way they did Pat. Like I thought McMahon would I could see if they jumped Pat, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like that. But they didn't jump Pat. Like for what it's worth, McMahon beat him one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't sit well
easily
with me.
too.
Yeah, that didn't sit well with me at all. I mean, one help. He got the thing we hurt his nuts with Austin Theory, pulled McAfee back. But other than that, just phenomenal in every fact. I'm sorry, guys. The mark in me for this weekend will not stop. Your take, guys, on the McAfee. Oh, you talked about it already, but McMahon coming back out.
Hated it.
Okay.
That was probably the most disliked part of the show, only because it went on too long. It went on way too long. McMahon is
It was
rusty.
a time thing. It was a time thing.
He's rusty. He went off his cue. When Austin Theory's music hit, you saw Vince McMahon go. And I'm like, why the fuck are you excited about your man's music? And then Austin's music hit. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I get it now. But like you completely you didn't do that segment any justice. And then the horrible stunner that you took.
He's never took good stunners.
No. That was like, remember the first stunner that McMahon took? He ended up laying flat as a board.
I think he got hit in the balls beforehand. Is what I heard, and that's kind of messed up the. That's what somebody had said that he saw him. He hit his balls.
I don't know. Maybe I have to rewatch that segment, but I didn't think that. I didn't think that he got hit in the balls, but like still, like you.
It was bad. It was bad.
You crumbled like a Chips Ahoy cookie.
It
was
definitely bad.
You just Mick Foley was cracking up.
It was definitely
and that's
bad.
The only thing that I could do. Like if this is the last interaction that we get between this iconic moment, of
I don't
what
think
we lived through,
for no second at all, this is tainted. Not one fucking second.
It doesn't taint it. It doesn't taint it. However, when we think about Austin versus McMahon, blue collar versus
He's
boss,
always taking bad stunners. It doesn't knock it at all to me.
Sometimes he's taking good stunners, but this was
never
the worst stunner.
It was.
This is the worst stunner.
I've seen. But
Byron Saxton took a
look what happened to Rick
He
Boogs.
stole that shit better than The Rock.
Things happen to me, but Austin Theory sold the fuck out of the stunner the way that a Dolph Ziggler would or a Rock.
Hated it.
I
loved
it.
Let me tell you why.
It was rockish.
I didn't see Byron Saxton because by that time Mike and I were on a mission to do something. But I'll say this: that Austin Theory sold his stunner well, but he oversold it. If that makes sense.
I like that.
The first bump, the first one when he jumped and they landed, I thought that was great. But then he did this other thing where he flipped a little also. And
I didn't see that part from that.
Yeah, if you look at it, he did like 3 different cells, and I'm like, after the first one, you did a great job. So what was the point of the other ones? Right? You look.
But I guess I can't shit on that segment too much because Austin laughed, and one of those things where it's like, so bad that it's so good. Right. And like even walking back, you guys were rating that vicinity, and Austin slips. And he just turns around and he looks and he laughs. Like it's so bad that it's so good. And it's one of those things. So I guess I got to take it in that sense. But for me, watching as a general fan, sometimes I like to take myself when those segments are on and it's a nostalgic factor. I tried to take my fandom out of it and just try to do a general sense. And a general sense is I didn't like it. But from a fan perspective of professional wrestling, I thought it was needed for Austin to go out one more time like that to screw his former boss.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool. But the fact that Austin, I think that the most important thing and the most enjoyable thing as a fan is to see Austin come back after 19 years and have fun.
And that
is what counts because that's why people like Cowboy Brock so much because it looks like for somebody who's having fun. Series, he's having a lot of fun. And Austin, not for nothing, especially Sunday, Saturday too, but especially Sunday, looked like he was just having a ball out there.
Look at this. How can you not laugh at this?
And that was amazing. That was funny.
And one thing I forgot.
That was funny.
If you want to talk about WrestleMania entrances, and I'm not talking about the actual entrance, I'm talking about the pop of the WrestleMania entrance. A lot of wrestlers, thank God for it because it's 2022, so it's not easy, got a tremendous pop. But of course, Austin's pop was out of this world, right? But one pop that I forgot to talk about because let's be real, he and I said it. I think I was arguing with some Hamburger there. Vince McMahon's pop was incredible because nobody was expecting to see him, right? Because you never expected him to come out. And he came out, walked to the ring, and when no chance in hell comes, everybody's playing it. And you have some of your Vince McMahon haters, but I'm telling you like that, it doesn't matter, right? Without Vince McMahon, I would have not had night 1. I would not have had night 2. It would have been. I would not have Revolution earlier this year, where the hell pay-per-view was. All of that is because of Vince McMahon. He's always going to get
Revolution is in your hometown.
Whatever. No matter what it was, right? Always give that credit to Vince McMahon. So he wants to come out there and botch a stunner. He can go out there and botch a fucking stunner because I would not be able to. It's just whatever. I didn't like him beating up Pat McAfee like that, but I bet Pat McAfee didn't care.
Didn't give a shit.
As he always says, I'm living my
I'm sorry.
dream.
What is it? Where it look like the lucky care right here? This is caring. And
the fact that the camera pans to him.
I'm gonna move on to this because we talking about Austin, so just go right there. Okay. That is night 1.
Phenomenal.
The bullshit that came out, and I'm gonna say this is why I say death to dirt sheets. And somebody put the camera in my face, please. Thank you. Fuck, and I'm gonna say this, wrestling fans, death to dirt sheets. The bullshit, the hypocrisy, the blatant lies that was told about Ronda Rousey not being in the main event. It's why I say wrestling fans need to get
that was terrible. That was one of the worst things I've seen.
Why? Well, why would you be mad about that? I can't see you, Dax. I'm gonna have to your camera, but you were talking. Threw me off.
Sorry.
No, threw me off. All right. So with that being said, I didn't expect Austin to wrestle. We expect Austin to come out there and beat his ass. Let's be real. The fact that he had a match, you understand where I'm coming from, guys. It's 2 nights. The crowd is insane. The stadium's fucking beautiful. I know why I got 100. We all kept thinking 100,000 in the stadium, but just the 77,000. It was
about 77,000.
Almost 78,000 people both nights. So that's 100 and more than 140,000, 14,000 fans there.
150,000.
Yeah, this is insane, right? So to see all of this, to see this match, to see Austin wrestle 22 beers, my man said he drunk during the whole entire match. what's going on. Okay. I loved every bit of it. I loved it. I historically am not an Austin fan at all. And I found myself coming out. I keep my true self. I was going for Kevin Owens all the way. I went in my Kevin Owens Mania shirt, which again, Dice didn't. I went to the state and didn't have nothing I wanted. Nothing I wanted was there. All of it. I loved it. I thought Kevin Owens.
Sorry, all that shit's on sale today.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin Owens did a great job. I tell you some of the shit off air. I mean, I got the money to do it. But Kevin Owens did a great job. And anybody says, "Oh, Kevin Owens re-signed for this," I'm sorry. It's executive consultant would say I'm still slender maybe a little bit, but you want Dynamite, Rampage, Tony Khan, or you want main event against Austin? Kevin Owens made the right decision by re-signing.
It was an easy choice.
It was a super easy choice. So we kind of spoke about Austin and everything else. I'm gonna move on past that as well, guys, for the sake of time. Okay. And we will get into these three matches that to me stole the show. All three of them. Okay. And I'm gonna start with this right here. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Can I say arguably one of my favorite entrances of all time was Bianca Belair of all time. That band coming out.
Both entrances.
That band, I got the video for that. I posted it on UPR. I know Jack's waiting for me in our talk tick. Absolutely love Bianca Belair's performance. I love this match. People said it was match of the weekend. People said it was match of the weekend, arguably. Match of the weekend. These two girls dance really good together. And it's because, to me, Becky Lynch elevates Bianca Belair, to me. She elevates her. She makes her look as important as WWE wants her to look. Becky sells her. And it's just amazing. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to start with you, Z. Your thoughts on this match, the winner and your new champion, Bianca Belair. We got 3 Black women champions at one time. I loved it. I love the match. It's my second or third for match of the weekend. I'll just tell you that part right there. Go ahead, guys.
It's definitely in my top 3, 4. At this point in time, there's something that is undeniable about Bianca Belair. And I think that at this point in time, from last year's WrestleMania to this year's WrestleMania, that is something that is undeniable about Bianca Belair that is better than Sasha Banks. I said it.
Say it one more time.
There is something about Bianca Belair that makes her more marketable and makes her more desirable at Mania than Sasha Banks.
I'm a piggyback.
And I'm not
blind tag. Just a blind tag. I think that's because, remember I talked about Sasha Banks a few weeks ago, and I said I had a hard time believing that what I saw was who the person was. When I look at Bianca Belair, that's her. It looks like that's her to me. And that works for people. Go ahead.
And that goes back to the evil episode with Sasha, because she didn't really step into her own until she got full heel with the boss persona as opposed to face with the boss persona. Because as a boss, you don't want to be liked. You want to be respected and feared. And as a heel, that's what you're supposed to be as the boss. But the face boss doesn't do anything for me. However, the face Bianca does everything it's supposed to do, and mainly we don't know what a heel Bianca would look like, and we don't want to know what it looks like right now because her face isn't stale yet.
You may never see
her
that.
face isn't stale yet.
You may never see that.
Don't.
I'm being honest.
So,
yeah, she could be the female Cena,
but she could. But at this juncture, I got a little bit more excited for Bianca, even though I knew there was a strong possibility that she would beat her because the payoff would be so much better. She hasn't gotten an actual one-on-one true match with Becky since SummerSlam. And the build up to that is to make sure you're like, it's the oldest story in the book when you're talking about pro wrestling, right? The heel goes on and avoids, throws everything.
The antagonist versus the antagonist. Cowboys and
antagonists. Antagonist, protagonist.
That's why y'all here, baby.
But yeah, it's why you want fans to get behind somebody, because they've been getting dicked around so long that they deserve to give this person the ass whooping that they deserve. So I saw nothing wrong with the actual match itself. I thought it was great. I thought the action was good. I thought the pace was good. The only thing was Bianca caught a good licking off that flip that
right
Becky took.
I saw that from my angle.
She took it like a champ.
Yeah, right to the fucking mush.
She took it like a champ. And Bianca did a before, how she looked with a black eye was damn near swollen shut, put her makeup on, and then saw what she looked afterwards. So maybe that's what we'll see on Raw, unless the ice didn't work. But I thought it was great. It possibly could be the best storytelling match of the night.
She was a heel all the way up to her last 4 or 5 months in the next.
Didn't feel like it to me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
it didn't feel like it to me.
I'm not a big.
Yeah, she was.
I remember that. Just,
okay.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yep.
I'm not.
I know you're not.
I get it. When he said that, I got it now. But
yeah,
I think that as far if we want to talk about storytelling in a match, it's storytelling and action. In a match,
like,
I thought this was the greatest match.
It was kind of reminded me like Jay Cargill's current run. Bianca Belair's heel run in NXT.
All right, everybody's coming at me now. Okay, I got you. That's what I'm going on, Dennis.
But I see what you're saying, because I always reference Bianca Belair as this version, WWE's version now of John Cena. They want her to be John Cena. And I've said it. I've been saying it for years. I said that every time the Street Profits gets moved to Raw SmackDown, it's not about Street Profits. It's about Bianca Belair.
She got
because they want Montez to stay with Bianca, and Bianca is the person that wants to be market. When you look, I'll tell you this. I went to Superstar Access for the first time this past weekend. First time. Ron and I were sitting there watching the Superstar entrances. We were walking around looking at people. A lot of people were dressed, all the wrestlers. That's what they do. That's what nerds do. But when you see the little kids, a lot of women, no matter what color they are,
come on,
dresses
I'm about to go there
as Bianca Belair.
I'm about to go there.
She is so freaking marketable that the only person that I've seen anything like it with is John Cena. So it's amazing you said that, because that's what I feel like they are trying to do with Bianca. And if you look at her, she has the look. Right? She don't use the braid that much. It's all about swinging. But she has the look, the strength, the physical athlete. Because you sit here and said, I don't see it in Sasha Banks. Even though we see a lot in Sasha Banks. But what people don't understand is, even though Sasha Banks been in the business for so much longer than Bianca Belair, Bianca's actually older. She's 2 years older than Sasha Banks. But Bianca is the future. They want to market her as that, and she's going to do it. When she came out, she's the only person that could turn Becky heel. Right? The only person.
Shout out to everything you said. I'm not sure who has that picture. I'm not sure if it's technician or bad guy Jack. You mentioned this is why I wanted to, I'm gonna forget shit. I remember how I am. I love the kids, and my kids wasn't there. So every kid I saw, I felt like I had to give them love, because I ain't gonna lie. I'm almost in tears right now because I miss my kids during this whole fucking trip. And I only think I said it one time. My kids are amazing to me. I can't hold back. I love my kids. So we saw that little white girl, remember, that had the Bianca braid. And Dice, you know this person, how I hate it when my daughter wanted the fucking frozen, the blonde ponytail, right? And that little white girl had the Bianca Belair fucking ponytail. Like, that's insane to me. You know what I mean? Bianca is the shit. Shout out to my kids, yo. I fucking love them. And I'm gonna get on you, George. George, I'm gonna get on you, and I'm gonna get on every fucking body. I said I didn't want to see this match. I thought the bill was fucking horrible. I thought they did a shitty job. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I may be biased. Fuck you. I personally thought this was the best fucking female match of the night of any trip. Listen, don't walk the fuck. There's your one. You got to hear me.
Before you go there, can I add one shout out? We had one shout out while I'm thinking about it. Shout out to this guy. He got his one. I just realized. He got his one. Shout out to this guy. You want to talk about openings? Shout out to this guy for delivering a powerful opening night 1 and night 2
that was great.
WrestleMania. Mark Wahlberg. All right, go ahead.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why, Dice. And I know, and I said this, and honestly, when I say this, I had no one disagree with me. From a lock, move, standpoint, technician, wrestling style, y'all forget that Ronda Rousey is a professional fighter. I don't hear about all the, even I made fun of the whole, how she got her ass whooped by these girls lately, but she was beating bitches in Instagrams. She's legitimately a badass. every hole was countered by. I felt like I was watching Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, as far as or Benoit and Malenko, because every single move from an ankle lock was turned into a leg lock, turned into a headlock, turned into an arm bar, from an arm bar to a power bomb. This match was technically a fucking amazing to me. I get entertaining wise, it wasn't Bianca and Sasha. I mean Bianca and Becky. That's Bianca and Becky, right? Charlotte was fighting a one-legged horse, in my opinion, in this match. And they absolutely, to me, put a phenomenal fucking match on. And what shocked me, I know people didn't like that finish. He's on the phone doing business, so he's going to say it later. He hated the finish. He looked at me and said, Mike, I thought this was, he said, Mike, I hated it. I was like in shock out of my mind that she won this fucking match. And I'm sorry. I think, did she deserve to win it? Maybe not. But then, honestly, from where I stood, I couldn't see Ronda Rousey win that match because I thought it was. I didn't like the build. I didn't like the build, and then no one got tapped out. She got 1, 2, 3. And
clean. She lost clean, pretty much.
And I did say I'd have loved to have seen her do the Kane from WrestleMania 14, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like come up at the end, like you pinned me, but damn, it was hard. You know what I mean? I just missed it by half a second. I love this match. And I'm going to be short because I only got to hear in like 15 minutes. So I love this match. Dice, you walked away. Speak on it.
Hated it. And I hope that this translate when you watch this on TV. It was terrible. It was terrible. I don't know if it was the camera angles different from what you saw live, but it was bad. It was not. These two women do not. I said this last week. They have no chemistry. One is the alpha. One is the omega. They do not know when to give and when to take. And it transpired on It transpired at WrestleMania. It was really bad. Looking back at that match, off my first reaction, I did not enjoy it at all. I thought that the wrong woman won. And I thought that the fashion that the wrong woman won was bullshit. If you were going to tell me that Charlotte won, it shouldn't have been like that at WrestleMania.
She's won matches like that with the big boot.
That's fine, but
and that's for the wrestling nerds who got me. Against a
Ronda Rousey, it made Ronda's character look weak.
I don't think so because
she survived. She survived a lot better than that.
But she
in that
cheated
match,
out of ways up to it. She got hit with the belt. It was a lot of dirty antics, although it was a clean win that she did to get there.
Please, okay, for the people, please tell me the worst.
I gotta shut up because we don't keep talking. So go.
Please tell me the worst Charlotte Flair match that you ever seen.
Who said something about my girls' matches? Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. Please tell me off the top of your dome the worst Charlotte Flair match you ever seen.
Her and Toni Storm.
I rest my case. Anyway, there was not going to be a bad match in your eyes to that woman that you hailed as the greatest women's wrestler of all the times.
No, I'm not such a thing.
But this was pretty. I really want you to watch this on. I need you to watch.
I have to. And again, because I'm watching it from one camera.
It's not a good match.
But I'm watching it from one angle, not even a camera, right? So the angle in which I sat, 10th row, I saw lock, masterpiece. And the smoothness of the match wasn't really good. Okay.
The fluidity of the match was not good.
I think y'all all
the execution of the match was not good at all. Some of those moves look very, very wonky. They look like, especially Ronda, looked like she was counting her steps. You could visually tell that Charlotte, she wasn't with the way that Ronda was moving at the pace that she was.
Yeah,
it's just small.
You have matches
small, intricate things.
Hard-hitting matches, right? You have matches that are just stiff matches. Some matches are actually booked that be that way. It's not just them not. And everything you said about this leading up, even you said they wasn't dancing right together. I feel you. I didn't feel it either until it was that match to me started for me. And I don't want to cut you off, bro. I promise I don't.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I want to move through. So, is that a good consultant?
I'm sorry. I'm actually watching it back for the first time.
Okay, yeah, I can't. I started. I went to sleep, so I turned it off.
Yeah, I would say this.
Not facts, it's opinion. So eat a dick.
And not for nothing, let me tell you something. And somebody said this to me. They sent me a message. They say, "Hey, bro, you need to see this production value of WrestleMania." And I'm just watching Shinsuke come out. My God, I mean, like WWE knows like anything they blow it out the water. It's amazing to me. As far as this match is concerned, Charlotte versus Ronda, I told you I wasn't a fan of the ending. The match itself I thought was fine. Wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but I thought the match was fine. The ending was just a little too quick for me. It was a little anticlimactic, and that was my only problem with the ending. The fact it was a big boot, no. Maybe it was the referee a little bit. Shout out to technician, but I just was not feeling it. But it was fine. It did what I do. The only reason I didn't like it is because Charlotte practically whooped Ronda's ass the entire feud that they've had since Royal Rumble. So for her to win at the end, I don't think it physically makes Ronda look bad because Ronda is still gonna be Ronda Rousey. It's like Brock Lesnar. He lost to Roman Reigns cleanly, right? But he's still Brock fucking Lesnar. He can come back and challenge, and Ronda Rousey will be fine. I just think it made her character overall look like, hey, I am just like really Charlotte has my number in everything. But Charlotte's gonna end up dropping to Ronda. I guarantee.
And I agree. That's the thing. And that's why I'm not mad about no outcome at this Mania, especially this right here, when it comes down to the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time, as my tribal chief was acknowledged. The ones were up. The people sucked his nuts because they should have been sucking them for 5 years. I mean, Dave, you were watching this on the cock. So you should have been hanging on to him because right here, which I was right there, like literally like not that side. If the camera picture was reversed, I was like right there. Okay. At this man holding up both those titles. And I'm going to say this. I don't think these two have ever really had a bad match. I know people say that. I know the only thing in this match that wasn't good was he did the Undertaker, which I told you before. I love the extra momentum between the ropes, and he did the spear from like the back or the side. Other than that, I love everything about this match, and the fact that he beat him clean. He beat Brock clean. Somebody said, "Oh no, he did this. He cheated with the nut shot in the belt." Well, didn't Brock kick out of the nut shots in the belt? He did. So therefore, when he pinned him later, it was clean. Your winner, your tribal chief. The fact that every fan in that building, I got everything I wanted from Mania. I'm going to go to you, executive consultant, and D, you finish it off, and then we're going to go to our best matches, best entrances, and get up out of here. Go ahead, executive consultant. If you can keep it short, I apologize. I can ask you that.
I'm going to keep it short right quick. This match was pretty good. Not a barn burner like I wanted to be, not as physical I want to be, but part of that probably is because Roman got hurt during the match. The one thing that I want to say is, one, Roman and Brock have had bad matches, but one thing, you're going to hate this, Mike, I'm sorry. Reason I respect Brock Lesnar is because he knows how to do business. And what I mean by that is he went out there, he took a clean loss to the Roman Reigns. And when he took that loss, he once again sold the spear, stay down, let Roman have his moment, right? Charlotte Flair still doesn't know how to do that. Until I see her do that, I have a big issue with that. When she loses, she always does that little thing you talk about with Kane, where she kicks out of the 3 or something like that.
She does, and she always looks like, and she never, I agree. I don't know what kind of contract she has that she doesn't have to sell people. You're dead ass. I can't.
It's the only thing. I'm a big fan of Charlotte Flair, not like you, but I'm a big fan of Charlotte Flair. I marked out when she came out. I love her. But I hate the fact that she always does that shit. That shit always bothers. Like, come on, put somebody else over besides the fact they get the honor of just doing a surprise roll-up on you or something like that, because that's the only way you can lose. Stay down for once, you know? So, but this match did what it had to do. The fans were on their feet for this when these two came out. These are two of your still biggest superstars in wrestling today. Nothing else about it, I'm going to need to say. Go ahead, Z.
I thought the match was good. It didn't give me everything that I wanted. I would wish that Roman would have seemed to get dominated to the point where the Usos would need to come out and help a little bit. I thought that's where it was going, with the fact that we started the show off with the Usos. But I thought it was great. And once you look back on the replay from what we got to see at home, you'll see that final interaction between them where he has the Kimura lock, and he's got that thing wrenched in. And once he lets it, well, the little tidbit is Paul Heyman takes his 3 fingers and pushes the rope, and Roman grabs it, right? I don't know if you guys got to see that.
I didn't see that.
And then afterwards, they pan to the camera behind Paul Heyman's shoulder, and he says it's out.
His shoulder,
meaning his shoulder.
His shoulder popped out. Yeah.
But the problem, okay, his shoulder is out.
More Brock
pictures,
shooting too hard, in my opinion.
The pictures are showing that there's like a muscle that's torn. So maybe there's a torn muscle and his shoulders popped out of place. I thought it was cool that he yanked the rope and popped the shit back in place. But you could clearly tell when he tried to lift up the belt with his left hand, he had trouble. And him screaming out was definitely in pain. I thought the match was good. It gave me excitement. It was I just didn't want it to be Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar all over again, because once Brock got speared against that barricade, I said, "Oh shit, this is about to be over with real quick." I was still left at the edge of my seat, and I loved it. I think that you guys probably didn't see it, and I didn't see it at first until I watched back. But Brock reaches his arm over under Roman's neck to like tap him to see if he's okay, which is really cool. And it shows how much Brock actually cares about this business and he cares about his opponent's success. Because we haven't heard those type of stories about somebody like a Brock Lesnar. We've heard it with guys like Triple H and Taker and Shawn Michaels and Rock who check on their opponents with these type of issues. And he knew that there was something wrong. And he just kind of gave him a little tap on the nape of the neck and to let him know. And Roman kind of like, yeah. And then he rolled over to celebrate. I thought that was a really good sense of class with Roman. And I love the match. I loved him 100%.
You can't tell me. Right here is why Elvis, this is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. And I've never said this to you. That's executive consultant's job. I'm beginning to think you're not intelligent. Okay? Because Macho Man Savage and Ricky Steamboat, arguably still one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time, was 13 minutes. We did it last week. It was like 13:26 or some shit like that. So the match doesn't determine how long it is and determine if it's great or not. If you didn't like it, that's fine. But you can't say you don't like it because it was 13 minutes. That's just not smart. And I apologize to my Ayatollahs and rock and rollers social media icon, Mr. King Vaughn Jr. 720 on the Twitter, holding me down and this network down as always. I see you backstage, brother. I won't get to the weekend wrestling this week. All right. But I apologize for that to you as well. Still love you. Appreciate all you do. All right. With that being said, we got about less than 10 minutes left. Get the fuck out of here. Favorite matches where I want to go first and then entrances. Okay. Because I think the entrances were better than some of the matches. Because again, that's all I saw. Match of the night, match of the weekend for me. And I like how earlier in the show as the consultant, you asked, is it the match you saw in the ring or the match you're entertained by? For me, this is all that matters because it's my opinion. Like when you have your chance and you have your chance and you guys have yours, to comment below and let us know what's your favorite match. It shocked me. It surprised me. And because of that, everything about this match to me was the match of the weekend. The way y'all marked out for Bad Bunny, I hate Logan Paul, and now I want to see him more. I really do. I think it was so surprising to see the Mysterios. And I get it. It may not. It was the wrestling is entertainment, people. Sorry, point blank. I was highly entertained by that match. That's my favorite match of the weekend, despite Bianca, despite, I'm saying those other matches shouldn't be, right? Just for me, entertainment-wise, that was my favorite match of the entire weekend, along with Bianca and Becky Lynch, to be honest. If I got to go from a wrestling standpoint, it would be Bianca and Big Time Bex. For entertainment, I'm going with the tag team match of Logan Paul, Miz, and the Mysterios for me. Dice, what you got?
For me personally, it is if we're talking, because I always think that there's, when we have these big shows, there's always one pure wrestling match. I think the best pure wrestling match was AJ versus Edge. However, I think the best overall match was Bianca versus Becky. It kept me at the edge of my seat. I didn't know who I wanted to vote for. And multiple times throughout the match, I wanted Becky to win. Multiple times throughout the match, I wanted Belair to win. And once Belair won, I wasn't upset at all. And I think that once you're not upset about a winner, you truly enjoy the match. And I truly enjoy that match because it's good to see that, another 4-horsewoman has put somebody else over her, right? Because we don't get that a lot. We don't get it a lot.
Charlotte's next. Charlotte's going to lose to Bianca Belair.
He has to be now. But that for me, those were.
She has no problem losing to Bianca either. She has no problem losing. I'm hoping that'll be the first one that she actually stays down for more than a 3 count. I want to say
that. My girl doesn't do that. She's for that.
I'm going to get here. You know me. I got to do honorable mention, and the honorable mention I want to do.
That's fine.
Yeah, the honorable mention that I want to do, because like I said, it wasn't a bad match on the card. Is definitely the one you picked. Like, I thought this match was just phenomenal. But I also want to throw out a caveat and say the most entertaining match or the sleeper match of the weekend, in my opinion. Sleeper match. Nobody talks about it, but it was an entertaining match. It's actually Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn.
It was very funny.
It was very funny. It did not go too long. It kept it moving. I thought it was very good. But my match tonight, shout out to Z, Bianca Belair, and Becky Lynch.
Not the cattle prod to the nuts though in that match. I'm sorry. It was a taser, but still.
Yeah, that was
you took that to the nuts, but yeah.
The joke is that Mark Henry's son was the big hand.
Yeah, that was a joke. That was a joke, right?
That was a joke.
And we knew everything was going to happen as far as Wee Man coming out and the whole Jackass crew coming out. We knew that was going to be there. And again, as you said earlier, as a consultant, shout out to
actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I forgot. I should have.
Okay, another honorable mention.
No, it's not an honorable mention. It's not Becky and Bianca to me. It's actually we don't. You know what? I forgot about it because I didn't have the picture.
Okay,
because it was.
I had them all.
It was vacant. So Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins actually is my match of the weekend. I thought it was very well done. This is a good solid number 2. Solid number 2. But here's what I want to talk about WrestleMania real quick before we go to interests, because we gotta go to Raws and I miss. I actually want to watch it live for once. It really wasn't any bad matches on the card. It was like 15 matches. All of them did what they had to do as far as from an entertainment purposes in there. Even Austin KO. It wasn't a good match by any means of the imagination, but it did exactly what it had to do. Austin did a lot more than I thought he was going to do. So, shout out to everything. I mean, just AEW, I'm sorry. Until you have a WrestleMania like AEW, you know what I'm saying? You could go out there and put on 8 5-star matches, according to Dave Messel. You could put in 8 5-star matches until you have a WrestleMania and that production that they put on, because this was the first WrestleMania that actually felt like a real big time feel WrestleMania in quite some time. No offense to 37, no offense to 36, but in 35, this was it, and I loved everything about it. Let's talk about some interests.
Interests of the night for me. I'm going to piggyback off of you with the honorable mentions. I played the video. It was Naomi and Sasha Banks. I'm sorry to see. I didn't see the production from the TV side. I only saw the laser light show inside. And it was fucking awesome, right? It really was. Honorable mention to Pat McAfee's entrance, and not because the entrance was so great, just the crowd interaction was fucking amazing. Oh, that shit was live. That shit was, how Vic would say, man, that shit was great. It was for this generation, right? And I'm sorry, shout out to myself. Hey, Summer Rain. Somebody put in her post, the best part about that picture is Mike Knox in the back, throwing up the ones. All right. But my favorite interest of the nights belong to 2 people. Cody Rhodes. I loved it. No, I'm sorry. I apologize, Cody. I'm wrong. It was actually The Miz and fucking Logan Paul. DJ, you know how much I love pyro. I've never seen it was like Doctor Strange came out and did the little circle shit because it was like a circle of fucking pyro. They were in the middle and the pyro was above them on the side. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking insane, right? Taking nothing from the Edge, who I love his interest. Taking nothing from fucking Edge. Taking nothing from Bobby Lashley. But hands down, I think Micah King Vaughn told me earlier, he said Texas A&M's band or whatever he said. I forget if I'm wrong. I apologize. Bianca,
no, it wasn't Texas A&M. It was like
Bianca,
Southern Texas or some
Texas like Southern. That. Thank you. Texas Southern's band. We talked about him earlier. John Cena. Remember? We talked about top 5 interests. It was Cena-esque.
When he had the choir.
Yeah, no. When he had the fucking band in Orlando.
Okay.
Loved it. I'm shut up because we got to the seat before I go. But go ahead, take a consultant.
Interests was great. Shout out, honorable mention to the Mysterio's entrance because it was good to see him have pyro again. I always wonder why they never gave Ray back his pyro, and he jumped up. So and him doing that with Dominic, who looked legitimately excited to be there. So I really did enjoy those. Logan Paul had some banger music. I gotta give his interest some shout out. I really love Becky Lynch's her little intro thing that she did where it was like WWE-esque. I thought was fantastic. Amazing. And she looked like $1 million coming out there. Bianca's was very good. It's hard. And like I said, once again, whenever we do this, a shout out to UPR's newest member, Christopher Platt, who's going to be our new host of UPR Top 5 on every other Thursdays. This woman doing modern interests. But I always say when I do these top 5s, like, you can ask me one thing today and I'll tell you this answer, and then tomorrow it might be something different.
Might fucking
so
change.
right now, my number one, and like I said, tomorrow will be something different. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. I thought his interest was phenomenal and fantastic. Followed quickly. Actually, Seth Rollins had a great one too. But I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes. I thought it was great. I thought he had the best interest tonight. But once again, tomorrow it might be Roman Reigns. Because even though Roman Reigns is still the same, it's still Roman fucking Reigns, and the way we all put our ones up is amazing.
The way we put them ones up, yo, was fucking amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dice.
I'm going to go with ranking them. I think Edge had the best entrance of the night. It was something new. It was something fresh.
You're biased like me, but it was great.
I'm
fucking with you, bro. I'm fucking with you.
I just thought it was different. It was fresh. It was something we haven't seen before from somebody we've seen in so many different Manias, and it was great. And it has so much symbolism behind it.
It did.
Number 2, I would go with Cody. Because for him to do the AEW style entrance, and the raising up, I think raising up at when you're anticipated is one of the best entrances that you can do. And then number 3, I would have to go with Becky, because I just thought it was, big time Beck's persona. You got the fucking SUV coming out, and you got the new haircut after you just got your shit snipped on Monday.
That haircut was fucking
she looks
fire.
Good.
Yeah,
she looks good.
Speaking of fire,
she looks good, and I like it. I like it a lot. I thought the entrance was great.
Hang tight, people. We got 3 minutes for this to go, and I apologize. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for listening to my horrible voice this past weekend, or giving to you guys right live right now.
You're goddamn right. It's your boy Mike Knox.
This is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. It's my favorite.
Shout out to Sasha's interests too, because I forgot about that.
Absolutely. I said it at the beginning. That was my honorable mention.
Oh, you know what? You did. I'm sorry.
I always tell you nothing compares to 28 because it was my first WrestleMania. Then I asked Bad Guy Jack his first. He said no, it still wasn't for him, but he loved it. But for me, sitting where I sat, being in my element, Bad Guy Jack acknowledging some things that my wife always acknowledges when he says, I loved watching Mike work the room. Shout out to the executive consultant, because he always tells somebody, if you start us off, I carry us. And I saw he act. And then I realized once you have 4 seats, you can do anything. Oh my God, night 2, I was around that whole, like, he would go see all his friends. He's up in the 100s, 200s. I'm like, I'm not seeing you motherfuckers. You want to come down, come see me. I'm on the floor. I'm walking to every fucking body.
I was wondering how the hell you got a picture from Vinnie Curry and he was behind the commentators.
We had a whole conversation. We had a whole damn conversation. I said, bro, if I could buy you a steak and a beer right now, I would buy it. You know how I told you that, right? I love everything. Shout out to WWE, right? And their staff for knowing me. Dice, you made me cry, and I'm hardcore. This is me being honest with you guys right here. You moved me when you said, because you know how it's important for me to be acknowledged, and you know what I know that I started in podcasting. For you to have said, I'm glad, brother, for you to get what you've been. And I told Chris and them, I said, every time I've gone to Mania, I've tried too hard to be over. This time I was just having fun, and they came to me. The only thing that sucked was them some bitches made me take my slammies back to the car.
Did they really?
They told me it was the weapons.
Oh.
And I had to take them back to the car because that gave me so much attention. And I'm mad I didn't bring all my jackets because my jackets is what got me over. Everybody knew the jackets. But with that being said, guys, we'll talk about my experiences again next week and on every Thursday show. Listen.
Real quick. Who do we think was showing up tonight? We know Veer's coming. Who else?
I don't give a shit.
Asuka.
Right. Asuka.
It's time.
So, with that being said, guys,
LA
do not
night.
wake up tomorrow morning. Here you go. I love me some me and don't love God. And I'm singing off key, and I wish I never met her before. Over the story, I gotta tell you about the breakfast. We out of here, y'all.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. But the $1 million man always gets his way. $1 million man.
Yeah. It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track.